Welcome to my live stream, how to run stock markets like a business. Okay, I don't know, I'm not sure about the grammar of the title, but the idea behind this live stream is very simple. Okay, stock market is a business, and the way people who are getting into stock market, they are thinking about it as a stream of income, but there are many ways to make money and many styles of making money, like a job, like self-employment, okay, or running a business. So today I want to get you to focus on stock market as a business, just like having a standard business of products and services. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with giving a brief overview of exactly how a basic business runs, any standard business runs, and from there I will try to compare it to the business of stock market, which is buying and selling stocks. Okay, and let's see what advantages and disadvantages do we have here. So I'll start off with a very important book. Okay, and that is Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is the book that changed my thinking completely as a young person, because again I came from a standard middle class family where doing a job was the ultimate thing, and business was not for us, was the mindset. Making money was evil, and all those standard thoughts, again old school thinking was there. But when I read this book, I got to know about the basic idea of how money works, and if you want to get rich, what is the way, what are the ways in which you can get rich. So without going into much detail, three proper ways of getting rich are given in this book. Of course, you could get rich by many ways. You could win a lottery, and you could also become an artist. Okay, somebody could give you wealth, but that's not the way, that is not under your control, right? And we are not artists. So what are the standard ways of getting rich? So first is real estate, okay, and second is going to be stocks, that is what is given in the book, okay, and third is business. Okay, because these are all three areas and avenues where instead of you working 24/7 unlike a job, this is where your money works for you. So, do you guys want to be rich? Let me know in the comment below. I hope you do, because that is why we are attracted to stock market. Of course, it starts by making small money, but then you can go into making larger amounts of money. In fact, now the third point, the business aspect, is one of the most common ways most of the billionaires are made in this world. Okay, so if I just take you to this quick list, okay, over here, and we see that the top 10 richest people in the world, this is a list from Investopedia. Number one person is Jeff Bezos, founded Amazon. Second person is Elon Musk, founded Tesla, is selling Tesla cars, again a business tycoon. Then we have Bernard Arnault. He's CEO in this company called LVMH. Louis Vuitton, he's the guy who owns Louis Vuitton, again business. Bill Gates, we all know who Bill Gates is. Then we have Mark Zuckerberg, owner of Facebook. Thanks to him we are on live on Instagram right now. And of course, so right now we have Warren Buffett. Okay, number 6, one of the uncommon ways of getting rich is stock market, but I think Warren Buffett is one of the smartest individuals in this list, because others had to build a business from scratch, which is a very difficult thing. Okay, do not confuse it. Building a business from scratch to $1 billion level is not a joke. But Warren Buffett, he also did his hard work, but he did smart work by buying businesses. So he's probably one of the few people in the top 10 list who's purely made wealth from stocks. But he also owns a company, Berkshire Hathaway. Then we have Larry Ellison, we have Larry Page, of course he has got Google with him, and Sergey Brin, again Google, and finally we have Mukesh Ambani at 10. So all these people have become super rich by running their own businesses, okay, and they have sold stocks of their companies. That has actually given them that huge jump in their wealth. And that's how people get rich, either by real estate, stocks, or business. Business being one of the most common ways of getting rich in the world. Okay, it's one of the most common ways. So can we combine the business of buying any business, the idea of running a business with the idea of buying and selling stock? Of course we can, because stock market, although stock is listed as the third source of income here, or third source of getting rich, it is a business of buying and selling business, which I've been telling again and again. So how do you do that? Let's just first understand a typical business. How does a typical business run? Okay, first step is you go and collect capital. All right, then with that capital you're going to go and buy products and services. Whatever idea you have, you want to sell some clothes, you want to sell food items, maybe you're into sanitizer business, it doesn't matter. You have to buy some product or service which you will give to people in exchange for money, and you need that capital. In fact, raising capital is the number one job of an entrepreneur. Okay, and without capital, thinking of those big gains is not possible. Okay, so step one is to get capital. Step two, get your products and services right. Now, once those products and services are out there, you have to find customers who will buy them, right? So you have to go and sell it to people. So you need to have your own sales strategy, and if not, at least you need a setup where your customers can come and buy too. So you could have a factory where you're producing stuff, or maybe if you have a hotel, otherwise you might have an office or a showroom. Again, depends on the kind of business you're doing, but you need a setup, a physical or even digital location from which you will provide service. Okay, for online business, of course, your computer is good enough. So you need a website probably. But ultimately, you also need some people working for you. Okay, and this is the trick of business, not trick. This is the way to wealth, where if you're working yourself directly for money, if you're earning rupees by the hour, by amount of work that you're doing physically, there's a limitation. You can work for maybe 16 hours in a day apart from sleeping. Okay, maybe 20 hours, but you can't do it sustainably. Beyond that, you always have limitations. Okay, but if you have a system, if you have a business that is running for you, and if you have people working for you, big businesses, that's how they expand, because one person is not doing all the work. He is creating a system where other people are working for him. Okay, so again, other people's money and other people's time is the biggest leverage you can take, and that is where the wealth grows, that is where business grows. So you will need employees, and then of course what is going to happen, you're going to have a lot of expenses as well. To run the business well, you need to pay bills. Okay, what are your expenses? Expenses are many, but I'm going to broadly categorize them. Because you have competitors. So remember, the moment you start setting up a business, the first thing that happens is somebody else comes and does the exact same job. You set up a shop, there's going to be one another shop selling the same product right next to you, and this happens to us all the time. If you go out there and you check out right now, as soon as Zerodha came in, what happened? 10 other brokers started with the same discount broker model. Especially when you become successful, there will always be competitors who will try to take your customers away from you. Okay, so in your expenses, your biggest expense starts becoming marketing. Okay, to keep yourself ahead of the game. Then of course you have to keep buying assets to run your business. Maybe you have to buy new vehicles, you have to set up machinery in factory, you need better equipment. It could be anything. That is going to be your expense. You have to give salary to people. They're not going to work for free. Rent is a huge expense when you have maybe an office or a shop or a place in a commercial area. The rent is going to be sky high. That is also obvious. And of course you have to pay bills. So any bill like electricity, data bill, other few charges that you might have to pay, all of these expenses, once they have been removed from the money that you have gotten from selling your product, you make something known as your profit. But from the profit you have to give tax first, and then the profit comes into your pocket. Now business, the good part about business is that the tax comes last. If you have a job, if you have a salary, then your tax is the first thing that is already cut. In fact, you get pre-taxed income mostly. Okay, but for businesses, they have an advantage. Because they have so many expenses, from the profit they give taxes. So that is also another advantage of having a business source of income rather than a job source of income. Okay, so then what happens? This profit, of course, you can now either use the profits to spend, or you can put it back into your business. If you want to grow, not initially, but constantly, businesses will keep retaining profits. If you come to my balance sheet class, you will see how businesses continuously retain their cash. Okay, they give some out of it for dividend, but most of it is kept back with the business so that it can be used to run the business, can keep the company engine flowing. Okay, so profit goes back into the business, and then you start growing your business by creating this huge cycle of profits, selling products, profit coming in and going back and expanding as you grow with it. So this is your standard business. Okay, any business, you can put any product or service over there. These are going to be the nuts and bolts of it. So now I'm going to shift over to the business of stock markets. So now first let us start with your capital into the capital markets. Okay, step one for any business is running using capital. So in stock market business, you're going to need two types of capital. First is your financial capital. That means you need seed money to get in. Just like you wanted to buy products and services, you had to buy them from some person. So you had to have some initial capital to start off with. Same thing in stock market. If you're going to be buying your stocks, you have to go and get some capital. Okay, don't think that market is going to start giving you. There is no donation campaign going on. You have to get your own funds. And the second capital, you're going to use your knowledge capital. You have to increase your knowledge so high in this particular industry, because this is a knowledge economy. Okay, you have to have knowledge of companies and rules, regulation, how this entire system works. The more knowledge you have, the better you will be at this business of buying and selling stocks. Okay, so I see a lot of people want to become traders. They want to become full-time traders, but trading can give you income, but without a standard or substantial capital, that income is not possible. Okay, so the capital has to come first, the knowledge has to come first, then the income will start. Okay, so can you start a store without actually having products in it and expect it to make you rich? No, you have to first put into it. So you have to get your inventory with your capital, that is your hard-earned cash, as much as possible, whatever you can afford. Of course, you'll have to plan according to how much risk you want to take and how much risk can you take. And the second is your knowledge capital. Of course, you have to learn about this industry. Then second, what is going to be your product or service? Very simple. Product or service is absolutely just one thing. Okay, you don't have to think whether I'm to get into restaurant business or whether I have to get into, well, maybe traveling business, whatever you thought. You are going to be in the business of buying and selling India's biggest businesses. Okay, these are already successful companies whose little pieces are available right there in the market, and you're going to be buying and selling only one product, and there is no service. You just have to buy a product, which is a digital product. It's a very good thing. It's a digital product, so you don't need any extra space. You're going to buy whatever businesses you like: Reliance, Tata, PVR, Infosys, Pidilite, you name it. All these top companies are there for you. Of course, you have to choose wisely. You have to the product's pricing is a very, very dynamic thing in the market, and that is what makes market so interesting and so dangerous. Okay, the products are really good, but what about the pricing? So you have to make sure that you know both, and then you collect your products from the market. This is going to be your only job. This is going to be your only product and service. And then what about customers? Okay, for your business of stock market, product selling is done only to two big customers. Okay, only two customers are going to be your NSE and BSE. That is absolutely correct. Why? Because the beauty about the entire stock market is you don't have to go and individually sell the stocks to anybody. Once you've purchased a stock, all you have to do is place market orders. Okay, it's an anonymous system. There are hundreds and thousands of people willing to buy and sell stocks. That is why these exchanges were created, and the entire system works so beautifully well that the exchange is completely anonymous. Okay, plus the advantage is you can claim sorry, whatever price that you want that product with you for, you can get it. Of course, you have to wait for it sometimes it's not there. You have to be a little smart about it. I'm not denying that, but there is no person that you have to deal with, which is what I liked in the beginning, okay? Because I come from a background of sales, I've been with people, and handling people is very, very difficult. And handling customers, I was in a call center, I'm sure most of you know about it. So I was dealing with customers every day on the phone, which was extremely annoying and depressing sometimes, okay? So many people, so many different things. Here, no tension, no judgment. You just have to place an order with NSE and BSE. Okay, and that is one of the biggest advantages I think we have in the stock market, that we don't have to deal with anybody. It's just you and the markets. And what about competition? Because we spoke about competition. As soon as you run a business, you start a business, you're going to have competition right at your doorstep. Here, the best part is there is zero competition. Absolutely no competition. You and I could be placing the same trade on the same stock, and it's going to be fine, because if the stock goes, both of us can profit. Okay, so there is literally no competition, so keep calm. I would say second biggest advantage of stock market as a business is that the competition is not there, so you're not making any enemies. Nobody's trying to take your customers away from you. Okay, in fact, the more people come in and jump into this business, it's better for you. So you can just keep telling all your friends and everybody to get into stock market. They can buy the same stocks that you're buying. It's all fair. Of course, make it, do it with compliance. Don't go out and break compliance for that. But it's as simple as that. Okay. Then what about employees? Again, a big businessman has to handle so many employees. Again, there are people, and handling such people, again, it's not an easy task. But here you only have one employee. Okay, and on the screen you guys can see, okay, let me show you on the screen. There is this gentleman. Can you tell me who this person is? I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Yeah, I think you guys can see it. Let me see if you can guess who this person is. Yeah, Vikrant is in love with the advantages of stock market business. Great. So this is Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, and he has made the perfect quote: don't work for money, make it work for you. And that is how most super rich people get rich, or at least wealthy or financially comfortable people are those who are just not working for money. Their money is also working for them. And in the markets, your capital, your money initially that you invested, or whatever money that you're using, is going to be your number one employee and the only employee you will have. And if you do management of money properly in the stock market, that's it. You just have to, in fact, you don't have to manage money, you have to manage your own head. Okay, as long as you're disciplined. Absolutely correct, everybody guessed it right. Maybe the stream is Hakuna Matata and Imon and Vikrant, absolutely correct. Mr. Robert Kiyosaki is the person on screen. Okay, so only one employee. Make sure you manage it well. How? By planning your trades and investments properly. Okay, make sure your entry exit is correct. Make sure that whatever money you're putting in, you understand your risks. You have a spread out portfolio so that you don't put too much money into one stock. Have stop losses. So if you do your management correctly, if you manage your employee properly, it's going to bring in lots and lots of profit to you. If you're careless with it, obviously it's not going to work for you. It's going to run away with your wealth. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So your employee is going to be only one person, that is going to be your money. So technically there is no employee that you need for it. And what about setup? This is the best part actually. This currently, I think this is one of the biggest advantage that we have. And I'm going to speak about it more in my fourth live stream as well. So the setup that you need, you don't need a factory or a shop. Okay, how much money do you think you would need to start a simple shop? Okay, a simple shop, let's say, that sells sanitizer, which everybody wants right now. How much money do you think would you need to set up that shop? Here, first of all, there is only very little setup that you need to run this business stock market. All you need is a laptop for stock market business and a phone. And if you don't have a laptop yet, you can also start off with a phone, although I don't recommend it, because a phone should be always a second, it should be your second option of buying and selling stocks. Your analysis and your main business should run on a laptop is my recommendation, because it gives more professional mindset. But that's a side tip. Okay, of course you're going to need a diary, which I've given in this picture, and a cup of coffee whenever you, so that you're alert. Cup of coffee is obviously optional, but just by having simple setup of having your own a phone or computer is all you need to run this business. Okay, you manage that discipline well, you're well in the game. Expenses. Okay, let's come to expenses, and we are running at the golden period of stock market expenses. Why? Because currently there is so much competition between brokers, and your biggest expense in stock market is the brokerage, and everybody is like, give me the lowest brokerage, and they're getting the best offers. And that's why I feel today's generation who's getting in the stock market is getting spoiled like crazy. I mean, I'm not saying that back in the day we were not attracted towards lower brokerage, but today the brokerage is so low that it's literally zero for equity positional. Okay, delivery equity has got no brokerage in some of the brokers. Okay, and then you're getting 20 rupees per trade, which is a steal deal. Okay, barely any charges to do a transaction, which is a potential business which can earn you so much. The transaction charges are so low. Okay, on the screen you can see these crazy offers by the different brokers. And then apart from that, of course, you can go and check transaction charges. Now there are many transaction charges, but I don't think net, if you're going on with a decent broker, your net expense on the entire transaction cannot be more than 1%, which includes your brokerage, transaction charges, your STT. I will put the link of this detailed charge sheet, so that those who want to learn can just check and read this article. Your CTT, which is commodity transaction tax, and GST. All of this inclusively, mostly you will not be paying, including the brokerage, not more than 1% for the entire transaction. Okay, which is a very small amount to pay for something which can potentially give you so much benefit or so much income. Okay, so your AMC charge is another charge that you need. How much is it? 400 to 800 rupees per year. Literally, your debit card also has got, your debit card or credit card if you're using, it also has got the same amount of I would say same amount of charge for the year. Okay, so it's as good as just carrying a card in your pocket. And of course internet bill, which you're already paying. So just compare it to running your own private limited company. Okay, if you had a private limited company, just to put in with the compliance, you'll need 10 to 15,000 rupees, even more than that. Okay, you guys can correct me in the comment box, because I don't know, I don't have a private limited company yet, but I know the compliance requires you to pay certain amount, and that expense is unavoidable. Compare it to that, then you will see what big advantage the stock market has. You have to start thinking like a businessman, not like somebody who's just in there to make a quick money. Okay, you can't think like a lottery. That's why if you focus on brokerage and taxes and charges, you're already thinking from a very, very small perspective. You need to start thinking about how I can buy the best companies in India, not how much charges I'm giving, because compared to any other business, the charges in stock markets are absolutely bare minimum. Okay, people worry so much. If you go right now, the number one search, which is the cheapest broker, all brokers are pretty cheap. There is nothing that you need to do. You need to start off the business. You need to learn the most important part. How do you read charts? How do you read balance sheets? Okay, rather than focusing on what cost and charges you have, it's going to be barely minimum. And if you're profiting decently, your profits are going to well take care of you. And the taxes also that you pay, they're going to be on your profits. Your short-term capital gains tax and long-term capital gains tax, both are after profit. So you're already making money, only on that you're paying to the government. If you're not making money, there's no tax. And even monthly rent for a small space is 10 to 15,000, as we've just described. Okay, so do not think too much about the expenses. Yes, you have to manage them. You have to be careful. Get the best deal possible from a broker. I'm not saying go out and go for for an expensive broker, but don't worry too much about the brokerage. Worry about your own business. Okay, keep your mind focused on what is important. And then, of course, after all of this, you're going to make profits. If you buy and sell the right stocks at the right time, you make profits. And there are two things you can do once you get the profit. Number one, you can spend it. You can buy something out of it. You can put it in your daily, monthly expense, whatever you want to create out of it. Or you can reinvest those profits in your initial capital. So you can buy more stocks and increase your business, just like any other business would do it, right? If you spend that money right now, what's going to happen? Your wealth, your business is not going to grow. So what I recommend is wait for your capital to hit a critical mass. Let your capital grow to such a large extent that the profits are huge and they are able to cover all your expenses nicely. And it will take some time. It's okay, because that patience would be worth it. If you spend it immediately, then what is going to happen? You're going to take a long time to increase your capital base. Of course, the other option is increase your experience and then put large amount of capital into the markets. If you can get it from some other source, of course, that is always an option. Okay, but ultimately, for beginners, I would recommend don't be in a hurry to spend it. Reinvest in the markets. Reinvest, of course, in your knowledge if you can. Okay, get the right information. Keep buying more number of stocks, because your experience will give you more confidence. And then after a certain point that you can decide for yourself, you can start spending that money as well. That will become your full-fledged, I would say full-time income source. Market will become only once it has hit a certain critical mass, the size of your portfolio. Okay. In fact, what I'm doing right now when I'm teaching, when I'm advising, whatever funds that I'm collecting from all of that is going towards my capital base. I want to have a large capital base, and for that I'm teaching classes. Okay, I'm passing on the knowledge of whatever I know, so that I can also keep increasing my main business, which is my stock market business of buying and selling. So I can buy more stocks in more quantities. Okay, so that is how this business of stock market needs to be run. So I'm going to simplify it with a diagram just by comparing it to the previous diagram that I did. You start the stock market business with your capital base. You have to first buy stocks. That's going to be your first product. And then you have to sell the stock. Sometimes it will be in profit, sometimes it will be in loss. Overall, if you're in profit, you have to, of course, take care of your expenses. And then that profit, of course, what are the expenses? Brokerage charges, any other charges, and your taxes. Once that is gone, your net profit is in your hand. That's it. And that goes back into your capital base. It's the simplest ever business model you can go into. Okay, raise capital, buy, sell stocks, take out expenses, take profits. Keep repeating it. Keep putting your profits back into the market, which any good business does, by the way. If you start studying the balance sheets and the fundamental analysis of most companies, you will see a good chunk of their profit goes back into the business. That's how businesses become huge. Okay, they don't spend the money that they have immediately. So you need to have a little patience. And these profits, of course, are then your choice. Keep moving on. Okay, so this is your business of stock market, super simplified. Zero competition, zero employees, okay, zero customers. But it has the capacity to have the same kind of profits as well. Okay, but you have to run it like a startup. Okay, don't confuse it for a job. People, you know what happens for years and years, if you have been used to getting monthly income and you're into job, then the mindset does not come through. Okay, we want money from the market, but we don't think like entrepreneurs. As an investor, you have to first think like an entrepreneur. Okay, and the only thing is you have to run it like any startup. Initially, you have to scrape through. Okay, you have to preserve your capital. You have to be very careful about where you're spending, where you're not spending. Okay, and manage your first 1000 days. By the way, 1000 days is the time in which most of the startup businesses fail. Okay, and in fact, one of the first rounds of investment comes after they have survived 1000 days. Even if they have just survived, it's actually a big deal. So you need to survive your first 1000 days, and you need to think in terms of 3 years plus when you're getting into the market. Then it is a simple business, but it's not easy. Do not confuse it for easy, because it is so simple. People take it so lightly, but it's not easy, because you have to do mental work. You don't have to do physical work, but you have to do mental work. Like, be ready to do lots and lots of mental work, reading and analyzing. Next, there is no fixed income in this. Any business, why do we get into the business? There is no fixed income, but the reward is huge. Same thing applies to the market. That's why I don't recommend anybody starting off straight away into the market go full time. Why? Because you don't know what kind of income you're going to be earning, right? So if you're not sure, how are you going to pay your bills? So keep your job. You can run this part time, which is the best part, because again, you don't have any employees, no office to go to. So that gives you an advantage that while you're doing your first job, whatever daytime job you have, you can keep accumulating stocks as you're doing it and keep accumulating capital. That way you can grow. When I started off initially, I did not have much funds. So I used to go and work with various companies. I had lost my job at the call center, but I went to various entertainment and event companies where I worked for short gigs. Okay, and I started running my dance classes as well. Of course, I borrowed from parents, I borrowed from friends sometimes. In fact, today on live stream, maybe Rakesh is listening, I'm not sure. He was one of the first friends we collectively invested in a particular IPO of Coal India. I clearly remember that. So I collected capital from various sources. It took me a while to get to a base where, okay, fine. During this pandemic, I was comfortably able to run my household expenses from the markets. Okay, of course, the expenses were also really low. But again, so think about it. Keep a second source of income that runs your basic bills and keep building your stock market business part-time. A lot of businesses started all over the world in garage in part-time. Okay, someday I will tell you about those stories, but they at least had an advantage that somebody else was taking care of their basic expenses. Okay, a very good book I would recommend is to go and read Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish. Very nice book about how biggest businesses in India started off. Okay, so be very clear about this. And very important, you need to know your product and customers really well. Your product is stock, so you need to know what is the quality of stocks, and your customer is your market. What is the market sentiment going on? Once you master these two, nobody can stop you from making money in the stock market. But it's easier said than done. Continuing to run your business like a startup, the number one thing you need to have is a discipline. The problem is today it is so easy to buy and sell stocks and open your account that and that's why I say stay away from your mobile phone. Do not trade from your mobile phone. Why? Because the mindset is not there. There is nobody to put you into discipline of becoming an entrepreneur in the markets. Okay, it's just there's just various YouTube channels giving you information, various brokers sending you pop-ups and messages, and on your phone you can play games, you can go to social media, you can do so many things on your phone. So phone is basically a mishmash of things. It's mainly an infotainment center right now for you. So you need to separate yourself from that. You need to be disciplined, and if you run it like a professional business, like a proper business, only then you can expect it to take care of you, or in fact grow your wealth like crazy. Okay, you have to take it that seriously. Now I'm not asking you to open up a shop or set up an office, but the mindset should be same. You might be buying just one Reliance share, but it should be as if you're taking ownership in that share. If you have that mindset, that is where your stock market business is going to give you thriving profit. Okay, but if you treat it like casino, buying and selling anytime, following this strategy after that strategy, looking for quick gains, obviously sometimes you'll make gains, sometimes you won't, because then it is like a casino, and nothing wrong with the casino. Okay, again, I'm not against having fun in the market. It's just that you need to be very, very clear. Okay, do not call yourself a trader and an investor if you're just there to have some fun and make a quick buck. Okay, then you're a gambler, and then have the attitude of a gambler. Do not cry when you lose money. Okay, because that's what gamblers have. They have large hearts. But a business professional will always have a plan, will have risk management in place, and he will have discipline, mostly daily habits that will keep him in the market and give him serious money, because he is that serious. Okay, if you had put up, let's say 10-20 lakhs in a business or a shop, you would have been serious. If you do the same seriousness in markets, obviously you will be successful. But the problem is we start off with a small capital, and we also keep even smaller expectation and shorter expectation from market, and be very, very impatient and very indisciplined about it. And that is why most people are basically thrown out of the market. Okay, so I guess that is it for today. I can go on for hours and hours for the mindset, but that is your stock market business. Very simple. This was just a fine tuning or mind tuning. I wanted to think about this, that how big do you want your business to be? This is a thought for yourself. You don't have to put it in comments, but in your own time, think about it. How seriously do you want to get into this business of stock market? If you are serious, then start planning it like a proper business. Make a business plan. Okay, have capital allocation, have your knowledge base ready, and then get into it. Okay, and if you are struggling to get started, on 20th I am running a free Zoom webinar again. This is just for people who are you've just probably opened your demat account, very new to the market. 7 steps to getting started in stocks. I will put the link in the YouTube video where you can join my WhatsApp group. If you're on Instagram, you can go and check my link in bio and join my WhatsApp group. This is going to be my last webinar this month on 20th on foundation. I probably won't have this again. 7 steps to getting started in stocks. Okay, where I will teach you step by step exactly what you need to do to start your own business of stock markets. Okay, I'm trying to systematize everything because there's no formal education for this field. So this is my effort to tell exactly what nobody told me when I was beginning. Okay, thank you so much for listening in. Do share it with everybody that you know, or anybody you think will benefit from this particular video. And of course, all of you on Instagram, I would request, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All of you on YouTube, go and stay updated on my Instagram, because I'm posting content on both this month. Okay, good night and happy investing to all of you.